This is a video before Saskia's video airs.
Input here, you know?
I'm gonna get the important information. Come on.
Disclaimer, me and Lindsay did not watch 13 Reasons Why at all this season, so Saskia's going to talk about it.
Which means...
What?
Which means
what?
Rant time.
No,
oh, there won't be any rant time, sorry. Sorry.
Rant about something quickly.
Okay, I've got to rant about this.
Goodbye.
Hi, so this video is sort of going to be a review kind of or discussion of the third season because this is LSL Rewind. Usually Leah and Lindsay would be here as well, but I watched the first season when it came out and we sort of just like decided that I would just talk about it now quickly. I watched the first season back in 2017 when the first season came out and I didn't like it that much. It was hard to get through the entire thing. Each season is like 13 episodes long with an hour-long episodes. It was hard to get into the first season because I kind of just watched it and found it kind of boring. But I did end up watching it all. I liked the second season a little bit more, so I decided to watch the third season and I thought I could talk about it for LSL Rewind. But I was worried about watching the third season because in every season prior to the third season there has been a scene that I just could not watch. And for season 1, that was obviously the scene with Hannah, and in season 2 it was Tyler's bathroom scene. In both scenes I couldn't watch. So I was scared there was going to be a scene this season in which something happened in which I couldn't watch. But luckily there was no crazy, graphic, horrible scene. But I do have some thoughts on this season. There was stuff I liked, there was stuff I didn't like, and I'm just going to talk about it. I was thinking the whole time it was way too obvious for him to be the killer, like he obviously wasn't going to be the killer. I didn't at any point think that it was him. He just kept doing stupid things. Like, if a woman suspects that you killed her son and is 100% sure that you killed him, don't try and talk to her. I don't know. Like, maybe that's not the best idea. He just made himself look so guilty all the time. Like, he'd just be like... And then a cop would be like... And it would just be... Like, you look guilty when you do that. I didn't like him and Justin's relationship this season. I think it was cool how they were, like, living as brothers and were pretty much a family this season. Like, I liked how willing and serious he was about taking care of Tyler this season, like, to the point where he had, like, a timetable for everyone to take care of him. I think that was, like, just shows the type of person he is now. I think the scene where Tyler told him what happened to him the previous season, it was so sad. I think it was such a relief, in a way, that Tyler wasn't suffering in silence anymore. I mean, we found out later that he had told Bryce, but, like, confiding in someone and actually telling someone, I think was really important. I really could have done without him and Arnie playing detective, like they're Betty or Jughead or something, all season long. Well, I mean, I could have done without their entire relationship, but that's another thing, guys. Let's talk about Arnie. Yay! I didn't like her character that much. Although I did see the actress was getting hate for it, and I think that's stupid because, like, obviously an actress isn't the character that they play. But that being said, I don't like her character. She narrated the entire season. I watched the first episode and I thought it was going to be like the previous season, which there was like different people narrating each episode. But then I got to the second episode and then I realized that she was narrating the whole thing. And that was really fun. So sitting through 13 hours of her talking was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I feel like her accent was kind of annoying. Having a British accent doesn't make you annoying, but it really didn't add to the fun of the season. Like the fact that all season long she was like, the kids at Liberty High had secrets. It's like, how do you know? Like, who are you? Like, I don't know who you are. I just think at some point it's an injustice to the audience to get them attached to the same set of characters for 2 seasons and then have some random British girl show up and narrate the whole thing. It's like, I don't know who you are. Like, why? How do you know everything? Who are you? Like, the fact that, like, in the season she was like, if Clay were to kill Bryce, it would be because of me. It's like, yeah, not because of Hannah. Her relationship with Bryce. Yikes. There's a lot of words that cover it. Disgusting. I think covers it the most. Was not fun. Was not great. Did not. Thumbs down. Did not like that at all. I don't know how she could show up to HO meetings while she was sleeping with a predator, but that's just something that she did. Oh, I really don't like this character. She had a relationship with him, even though people had told her, like, hey, he's done these things. She was still like, no, I don't care. Gross. When she finally did tell Jessica about it, she was like, it was the worst thing I've ever done. It's like, it can't be the worst thing you've ever done if you did it multiple times. And when she told her, it wasn't because, like, she felt bad. It was because she was trying to get that confession out of Jessica. That's what she got. So I don't like Bonnie a lot. I have no idea how her and Clay ended up dating at the end of the season. No clue. After everything. After she had a relationship with Bryce, who did all that to Hannah, who, like, Clay, like, loved, like, Bryce is a verified trash person. And I get kind of what the writers were doing in, like, trying to give him a redemption arc, and I love a good redemption arc. I think redemption arcs are great. But there are some characters that are irredeemable. And I think Bryce is one of them. He's a character that, even if he was trying to change, like, there are some things that you cannot come back from. It was essentially Bryce's season this season. He was in it the most, essentially. I didn't really want to see him that much, though. Kind of didn't like his character that much. I don't know why. Yeah, he had a bad childhood, and his parents weren't around a lot, and his dad's, like, not a good person. Like, some people went through the same struggles that you did, but they didn't, do the things that you did. Watching him get bullied was definitely a turn of events. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel kind of good watching him get bullied. I mean, bullying people is bad. Like, don't get me wrong, but, like, when you're Bryce Walker, like, I don't really feel that sorry for you. I definitely exposed myself as someone who watches Riverdale when Hart Denton showed up on screen. Because he showed up in his scene and I was like, oh my god, that's Hart Denton. And then I realised I totally just exposed myself as someone who watches Riverdale. However, Hart Denton's character, I don't know what his name is, blonde guy from Hillcrest, he bullies Bryce for being a predator. But then he gropes Jessica at the homecoming game. So I don't know where his morals are. Let's talk about Alex, the man in the hour, the actual killer of this. Spoiler alert. I will say, I did not see that coming. So you got me. 13 Reasons Why. To be fair, like, Bryce wouldn't have died if Alex didn't beat him up and, like, throw his phone away. So then again, he did throw him in the water and didn't help him. So yeah, he's technically a murderer. There's no technically about it. He killed him. Like, he's really lucky that his dad is the chief of police and he can just cover it all up. And it's super messed up that he was just gonna let Clay take the fall like that. Like, Clay was arrested for murder and he was just like, I'll be fine. When Zach thought he was the murderer, Alex was just like, well, Clay's gonna be out, it's gonna be fine. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be fine. I wanted to talk about his whole arc, because he gets insecure or whatever, and he's like,
nobody wants to date the skinny sad kid.
He's insecure and he starts doing what any normal person would do and does steroids. But the thing is, he gets his steroids from Bryce. You couldn't have gotten your drugs from anyone else. You just had to go for him for drugs. Like, he stopped hanging out with Bryce after they'd broken the house and traumatized that kid. It's like, that's where you draw the line. Okay. Justin this season. Again, like, his whole, like, brotherly relationship with Clay was nice. I definitely liked that part of the season. I think seeing him be genuinely upset about Bryce's death was understandable, because Bryce is, like, obviously a verified trash person, but as we saw in season 2, he's sort of been the only person who was really there for him for a long time. So I think it's definitely understandable and an interesting part of his character. So Zach this season, his storyline sort of revolves around Chloe. Seeing his support of Chloe was really nice. I really liked how they sort of went into real world issues and going to a clinic that she thought could help her, and it ended up being some sort of trap, because that's a real world thing that happens, and that was interesting that they did that. That was like the only time Chloe was in the season though. They just had like her story with Zach, and then like
she was gone.
Him beating Bryce that badly was kind of scary, although didn't he have like a broken leg that he beat him up almost dead, just like that, even with a broken leg. That must be crazy strong. Not many people can beat a guy that badly with a broken leg. He was like,
You're dead.
like he just straight up left him for dead, and then he did die. So
There's that.
and he knowingly beat him up really badly to the point where he actually thought that he killed him. That was also a funny part of the season where he just like was like,
I killed Bryce.
Bryce, and they were like,
No, you didn't. You're free to go.
like he didn't get in trouble for beating him up, which was kind of weird. They were just like, oh no, you weren't the reason he died, like you're free to go. Is that how it works? I don't.
Not sure about that one.
Tyler this season. I feel so bad for Tyler this season. I think the fact that he opens up about what happened to him was really important because, again, the show was tackling real world issues. It was nice seeing how far he came this season. He did the whole like photograph exhibit thing and he was like, it's really nice having friends. Oh, I totally forgot how he almost shot up the school.
That was a thing that happened.
Let's talk about Jessica this season. She's sort of just become this activist and survivor this season, and I think that was really cool. I think the whole activist thing was really an interesting thing to do with the character. Seeing the HO group meetings is interesting. Tony, he was in it quite a bit, I think, this season. Again, it was nice to see them talk about real world issues like his family being deported, and he was sort of just talking to Mrs. Baker a bit. I think that was what happened with him this season. In my notes, I literally just don't have much to say about him, but he's cool, I guess. Again, like Bryce, Monty is a verified trash person. At the end of the season, Monty plays a pretty important part because they obviously make him take the fall. Well, they don't make him, but like, he's dead, he's gonna take the fall, let the dead bury the dead or whatever. In conclusion with Monty, he has issues, but he's dead now. I don't even know if he's dead or not. It was an off-screen death, and usually when it's an off-screen death, there may be more things at play. So I don't know. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. The season itself, it was kind of just long and boring in parts. They have 13 hours of content. Like, I have a lot of faith in my binging abilities, but oh God, it was just really difficult to get through this season. One of the series that I've never liked from seasons 1 through 3 was the whole jumping back and forth, which I get it's necessary in this type of story, but it was just like, what's happening? Where am I? And this season specifically, because you're jumping from like what happened after season 2, like what happened straight after Spring Fling, but then you're jumping forward to after Bryce's death and they're trying to figure out what happened. And you're also jumping forward to Arnie's narration, which she's explaining everything, and it's just like, where am I? Arnie's narrating these whole 13 episodes, and it's revealed that it's like her talking to Alex's dad about everything. She's going into a lot of detail. Her plan is to like tell everything that happened to just be like, we'll put it all on Monty because he's dead. But like, she went into a lot of detail. I don't know, is some of it really necessary? But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, it's so awkward. Thank you for watching this. Is that what the people say? I don't know. We'll probably have more episodes coming out soon, so watch them if you want. I don't know. Thank you for watching.